need to figure out a way to get AREX involved.
Excuse me.
Okay, yeah, so I think, yeah, we were just talking about some programming on the Amiga, and a lot of us have done kind of like a Hello World basic exercise kind of thing, but then there was a fellow who's looking for actually having an Amiga program that spawns off another process using Amiga DOS, and then kind of waiting for that thing to finish up before it continues on with this process. And we were kind of wondering about how this works. And, you know, I could certainly give you an answer in Python or some modern language, but
I think Ken is probably using C. I think.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to think with AREX, you have AREX pass off whatever it's program A is doing, program B, let program B do what it needs to do.
And the AREX script won't continue until that other program is done?
Yeah, because once it's finished, it passes it, whatever the data that generated, it passes it on to the other, like using AREX ports.
Okay. I'll mention that to him.
You have the, I think Bill used AREX a lot, but, you know, that was one. Once you knew how to use AREX, you could do all sorts of great things. You know.
I use AREX a lot too, but I'm not, don't know that I've ever had this kind of synchronization problem to worry about. Okay. And I've written a lot of code in Fortran on the Amiga, but.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I've not done Fortran, it was just C++. And not even really plus plus, just the C part.
You know, I have a C compiler for the Amiga too, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm just not a big fan of C, basically.
Well, you sure could use somebody to do an actual legacy original chipset Amiga version of a couple of games that are decent. Because there's a couple of games that came out that were so badly done.
Oh, no.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
Space Harrier is a good example of that.
Really?
Yeah,
Hmm.
along with Outrun.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the Sega classics.
That's sad because the Sega ones were so good and people remember those.
Sega licensed out to US Gold.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Hey, it's better than LJN though, I guess, huh?
No.
No.
It's like saying this turd is shinier than this one.
Mm.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. And they done the Outrun for high-speed Amigas, but not for the original chipset. And I'd love to see them do it. Nobody really wants to take time to do it. They think that the original enhanced chipset are kind of a waste of time. I really don't consider it a waste of time. I consider AGA a waste of time. It was kind of the redheaded stepchild of the.
Yeah, not many things. Right.
So,
It's true.
get that office chair over there.
Hold on. What is it with you? The last time you saw it, this, you ate it?
Didn't touch it. It was like that before.
Hmm.
Thank you.
And I think somebody picks on it. It's in here a lot.
A little OCD.
I think it's on the side of the glove.
If you need anything else, wave at me. I'll have my headset on.
Okay.
Cool. Let's see the spread you got.
That's a nice old system.
Mm-hmm.
It's the one that I always use.
Yeah.
2 megs of chip RAM, 8 megs of fast RAM. Compact flash card.
Mm-hmm.
SD card, hot swappable for Windows 32 FAT32 format.
Mm-hmm. A-Media Computer Classic 520.
Yep, it's
Got the whole sidecar compatibility, I guess.
yeah, it's a 68020
Oh, wow.
at 28 megahertz.
Wow. Hmm.
And it's also got a flash ROM in it for putting the most up-to-date OS chip in it.
That's clever.
It's also got a 40-pin IDE inside there in case you want to plug in an external CD.
Oh, that's clever.
Yeah, pretty nifty.
Now, is it only for CDs, or can it do hard drives too on the
Do
40 pin?
anything that an IDE, an old eIDE system will do.
Yes, of course, the CF cards as well, right?
CF card, just a standard CF card.
Yep, and so that's a slot right here.
Yep, that's right there.
Mm-hmm.
And you can switch to make the CF card the secondary IDE or the primary versus the 40-pin IDE port.
Yeah.
So, which is really kind of nice.
So is the 40-pin IDE port
It's
hanging around
actually
inside?
right here.
Oh, it's just on the inside?
Inside.
Okay.
But there's a hole in the back of the case where you can run the ribbon cable outside of it.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I see it. Cool.
And
So, yeah, you pop it in here, you pop off the case lid, and then you run your ribbon cable out through here, and then...
put the case lid back on.
Yeah, put the case lid back on, and then you can pop out your CD-ROM drive or whatever. That seems like a pretty neat device.
Yeah, it's only they run about $250 shipped from France.
Right. Now, how's it going with the chip shortage, though? I have to ask that about everything lately. Even Raspberry Pis have been affected by that, too.
They're still getting those in stock.
Okay, well, then I know what I'm spending my next $250 on.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's what made me get rid of the Amiga 2000.
Really?
Yeah, because
It's that
thing
compelling, huh?
outperforms my old GVP card.
Jeez.
And my old GVP card was a pretty fast little sucker. That thing there outperforms it.
But you had a nice expansion card in there, and you're like, this is even nicer, huh?
And it's a smaller
Right.
form factor. So
Definitely.
I'd much rather have this than that big old, trying to cart that big old bulky 2000 around.
Yeah.
With a metal case and everything.
You have to carry in a separate monitor and all the jazz, too, with an extra keyboard and whatever.
So this is my HDMI adapter that I put together. I use the Sega Genesis or the PlayStation ones work real well. I use the pound cable adapter for the Sega Genesis one. And what I do is I take the dongle for adapting it to the original Genesis that it comes with, and I hack off the end and stick a 23-pin DB.
So that's what this is, right?
Yeah, that's exactly what that is. And then I just can then if something happens to the adapter, I can always just change it anytime I want.
Nice. That's crazy.
Yeah, and it gives me a nice picture, nice and clean and sharp.
So let me see what this looks like. Okay, so this is what sort of interface is this? Composite to?
No, that's that was the 9. I think it was a 9-pin DIN that Sega used for the Genesis 2 and Genesis 3.
So this is a 9-pin DIN cable then?
Yeah.
And it runs out into your box?
Yeah, and because that box was made for the Sega Genesis.
I see.
And so it just plugs in and goes.
Nice.
And as you can see, it's a nice, bright, clean picture.
Yeah.
And
You don't have any flickering?
no flickering, none of that junk. In fact, actually, if I run it in the interlace mode, you won't see any flicker either.
Nice. Playing some music.
Yeah. I'm going to play.
Or thinking about it anyway.
And putting together a few tunes here. Here's a Nintendo tune that I did just for giggles. I'm sure you guys know you ever seen the game Blaster Master on the NES?
Yep.
So I just got bored one day, just decided to do it, and let's see here. It'd be kind of cool, you know.
No doubt.
Fun little tune. I put a lot of hours into that game.
I'm guessing.
But yeah, it's kind of a fun little setup, you know. This is Ultimate Professional. This is an older program for doing mods, but it's a fun one. It'll do up to 8 channels.
Now I'm guessing you could export this and put it in some game that you're running, right?
Yeah. Well, if I wanted to, I could put it into. I mean, I can give it to any coder.
Yeah.
And it's coding for the Amiga, and they can make it work, you know, because the Amiga will play the mods almost natively.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, because it's just, you know, the mod tracker players that they make for C and for all the different languages are just so low overhead.
Right.
And it uses the poly chip to do everything that it needs to
Yeah,
do.
so it can spin it off in a different I/O than the rest of the game needs to use to render the graphics.
Yes, and so it takes very little CPU time to run an old 4-channel mod file. And as long as you do a mod file correctly, it can sound really full. You know, I mean,
Right.
I just there's,
People get really creative with their sound.
yeah.
And the fun thing about sound is it takes up so much less bandwidth than video does.
Yeah. Well, have you ever heard of Chris Hulsbeck? He does soundtracks for video games. He did the Turrican soundtrack, and he's done several others for other games over the years. I mean, the guy's got a huge list.
Right.
Turrican's probably one of his most famous ones. And so I did one of his Commodore 64 tunes on the Amiga,
Yeah.
and actually got a compliment from him. He emailed me,
Oh, holy moly.
and he said it was a nice remix. He appreciated it.
Cool.
And so it was real nice of him to say that. It was a nice man.
That's awesome.
And,
He keeps in touch with his work.
yeah, well, no, I emailed him and asked permission.
Oh, I see.
Kind of, I said, I hope this is okay. I did this. And I got a compliment in return.
Cool.
You can always tell a Chris Hulsbeck tune.
What's his usual signature?
Very full and synthy. At least on the Amiga and on the SID for the Commodore 64. That's
Yeah.
what it was. And he liked to use this overlapping notes. As you can see, every note that plays overlaps the previous one.
It does. You can hear it
Just
too.
a hair. And it gives it a real full, smooth sound.
It does help because, like, in a typical orchestration, you need so many other instruments going on to make something sound smooth like that.
Yeah, he just knew how to do this well. I was proud to do the song because he just said, "Here's where I did I changed the instrument."
But yeah, it takes talent because, like, polyphony and, you know, having things overlapping might lead to cacophony rather than something nice.
Yeah, and polyphony, that was his thing with this song. That was the whole aspect of it.
Right. It's almost like an exercise in good chords then.
Yeah, almost. Seeing if the previous note can mesh with the next one properly without it ruining the
Right.
tune.
So now do you have various pans set up between the two speakers?
Yes, I do. The notes that are overlapping are actually playing out of each speaker, alternating.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool.
I actually put an ending with the song. The song didn't originally have an ending.
Oh, yeah. It is looped, huh?
Yeah.
Yep. Nice.
Like I
Yeah.
said, it was a pleasure to do that one. Chris is one of my favorite video game musicians. And he's just really good. His music is so cool.
No kidding. Yeah, I mean, it helps when you get good feedback from him, too.
Yeah. That was really pleasing. I didn't expect that. I expected to just hear a, yeah, go ahead and do it. you know, but I sent him the preliminary one that I did
Yep.
at first, and I got complimented for it. He
Cool.
said it's a really nice remix. So thank you. And this is Johnny brought this. This is his new joystick that he brought
Mm-hmm.
for the Amiga. It's a
The monster joysticks.
yeah.
Yeah, looks like it's got the laser cut case and everything on it.
It looks nice.
Screwed down and nice feeling buttons.
I plugged it in here. He let me plug it in. We're going to run a game
Oh yeah, totally.
on it. See what
Let
it's
me
like.
see. You mind holding this while I
Yeah.
go check the door? Cool.
Yeah, sure, man. You got somebody up there?
Yeah. Let me check. Let's see, nobody's been leaving comments on the screen, it looks like, so that's fine. Okay, here I am.
Yeah, here he
I
is.
barely get a chance to appear on camera.
This is your host, ladies and gentlemen, Stephen Wiley.
Jeez.
Yes, thank you, Ed. Thank you.
Ed. I've forgotten. Then Doc Severinson and his
Yeah.
band too, for sure. I
think,
wish I had the multicolored curtains all the time. You know, I used to think that was so cool when I was little.
Yeah, I remember that. That's cool.
When I was, so we're talking about the Johnny Carson show from like the early 90s, right before he retired. And when I was really little, I used to think that he was stepping through like 5 or 6 rows of curtains because of the multicolors. But then later on, I realized it was just a multicolored curtain print from the front.
Yeah. Johnny was the man. Nobody's been good at late night since Johnny.
You know, I liked Letterman during the early aughts, I
Letterman
think,
was
like
a
90s and early
second,
aughts. Yep.
but
hmm
Jay Leno wasn't nothing.
I was never real big into Jay Leno either.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of Jay. I don't mind Conan that much, but
Yeah, Conan's pretty funny.
but he's still him, and nobody will ever hold a candle to old Johnny Carson. The man had comedic timing
Yep.
like nobody.
Mhm.
You know, he was wonderful. And I was one of the best. One of the best things I ever saw was the Dean Martin celebrity roast of Johnny Carson.
Oh my gosh. Mhm.
Oh, that was great. Yeah. And then I watched the. Hey, there he is. Hey, David.
Hey.
Hey, what's going on, bud?
You're reincarnated, man.
Yeah. Well, you only got stitches.
Oh, the pacemaker?
Yeah, for the pacemaker. Yeah. Yeah. Lost. Went from 330 pounds to. Well, I'm at about 276 right now.
Oh, nice. That's a plus.
But I was at 269 for a little while, but I kind of fluctuate about 8 pounds with the water.
Oh yeah. Wow.
And but I can get as low as 269 before
hmm
I just don't have any water left to get rid of. But that's okay. It's just as long as I keep it balanced.
hmm
And the problem is that I've only been out of the hospital 2 weeks, so I don't have any endurance
Right.
to speak of.
Yeah. Anytime you're sitting in bed a long time, it's going to shoot your endurance.
Well, just my heart rate is just not.
hmm
My heart's what they call the ejection fraction.
Mm.
I'm at about 35%.
Whoa. hmm
And a healthy person is 55 to 60.
Hmm.
So it's a huge jump. And they said I may never get above 35 again. I might if I can really work on it, but it would be hard to do.
Yeah, it's going to take some specialized
Well, it's going to take some
programs, I'm
exercise,
sure. Yeah.
But it's got to be real gradual. I can't
Right.
just go out and willy-nilly go lifting weights,
No.
Go run a
go
marathon.
jogging or anything like that. Because I mean, I get winded just walking, around the office sometimes, around the park sometimes. So just come back and just like,
hmm
so
Yeah, you might just get on an exercise mat and do a leg lift or something every now and then.
yeah. I mean, well, I go upstairs in my house all the time because that's where the bathroom's at.
Oh yeah.
So it's up 3 stairs.
hmm
And then I've been pushing myself a little too much lately. I've been getting chewed out by my daughter and my
Oh, really?
friend. Yeah. They've been telling me that I need to stop pushing too hard.
Right.
And my cardiologist already told me that. She said, you need to take it just a little at a time because your endurance will come back, but it'll come back slow. So. Now,
Welcome to the We All Get Old hour. Look what you have to look forward to, I guess.
yeah, I guess for us, I'm not even 50 yet. And I still, I'm in this rough shape.
Mm-hmm.
But I should have taken better care of myself. So.
Yeah, that's a bummer. I just did a 5K a couple weekends ago. And actually, it was really funny. So I got my best time ever. I did it in 23 minutes and 41. I still didn't come in and place in the people in their 30s. And what's funny about the people in their 40s is that the first place finisher in their 30s would not have even gotten third place in their 40s. The people in their 40s were like, boom! One guy did it in 19 minutes flat in his 40s.
Whoa! It'd take me 2 days, at least.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe longer.
Yeah, I can't believe that. But, it makes me think that there's something to look forward to. So if I just train, keep at it, maybe I'll be able to do it too.
Yeah, I had a little thing that I had this. Apparently, I had sleep apnea for a lot of years before we found out that it was damaging my heart.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, well, yeah. See, when your body can't breathe and when you're sleeping,
Oh, okay.
it sends adrenaline to the heart to wake you up.
Mm-hmm.
And if that happens a lot,
Yeah.
after a while, the adrenaline just damages the heart muscle because it's overworking it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I didn't find out I had this problem until about 12 years ago.
Oh, my gosh.
So, by then, damage was done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes it rough.
Oh, man.
Well,
Well, we're going to start this. I was going to start Battle Squad, and I thought that'd be a good one for this.
nice. Let's see, what are y'all enjoying over here?
Turning the Mac Mini into a 1200.
Oh, how funny. And this is a YouTube video, I guess? Building the A1200 Maxi, powered by the A500 Mini.
And everything works.
Mm-hmm.
He puts Amiga OS 3.1 on it and boots it up. There's the little Mini.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Yes. Have y'all played with the Mini yet or not?
Yeah, it just officially came out April 8th.
Yeah, it hasn't been that long. I've seen some posts about it on Twitter.
And I always see 2 on sale on eBay. So.
Oh my gosh. Mm-hmm.
But everybody's excited because you'll be able to walk into the store here soon and just buy one in the store.
Right.
And divorce.
What store would you walk in to buy one at?
Well, when they had that mini C64, it was CVS had them.
CVS had them.
Yeah.
Nice. I've seen some weird stuff turn up at my Dollar General, too, of all things. Some ridiculously powerful game console that I guess never sold.
I saw the C64 set there, the Maxi. Oh, this is the mini one. And then that light of the Maxi. I really looked at the Maxi set.
Yeah, I would expect this to turn up a Micro Center or something like that,
My heart surgeon said,
It's perfectly
he
clear.
comes to the carrier.
I'm not sure if he planned it that way.
But
He
he
meant to
only
put the
comes
back
one day a
plate
week.
back on, but I want to keep it on my
His
original
main-
keyboard.
This is a brand new keyboard that's just come out from the 1200. Handmade.
Adjustment.
Oh, yeah.
Mechanical
But either way,
Put these switches on
it
it.
just needs some legs and the back.
I don't know that I like that two-tone color on the keyboard.
Again, I want to make all of this as reversible as possible. And as is often the case,
Yeah, I mean, I guess you can buy whatever keycaps you want, but
Steve Jobs.
some of the keyboard people like to go wild with their keycaps.
Now the A1200's original LEDs that
It's okay if it
can
goes in.
connect to the
Don't
key
hit
rack
these keys
to
unless you know
access
what
the
you're really doing.
and the keyboard
Yeah.
indicators. But it's a bit of a stretch, so
My wife likes to build a lot of custom keyboards, and she'll put funky like symbols on some of the keycaps instead of the normal keycap legends, I guess. Or actually, one of like her escape key, she'll replace it with a fidget spinner, for instance.
They even come with little pieces from Legos.
Yep.
Hold it up
89.
at the right angle.
Mm-hmm.
It's the sequel to High.
Check and see if there's any comments on here. Nobody's said hey on the live stream yet. Be sure to join us. And give us a shout out from where you're from if you're watching on the live stream. We're gonna go Inception there in just a second, I suppose, once the laptop starts shooting itself. They're doing an Amiga build out of an Amiga Mini over there.
Are they really?
Watching a video about it, yeah.
You know, it's still in.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing like having the real hardware. I'm about to put together, as soon as the parts come in, I'm about to put together another Amiga 500 revision 6 motherboard and system.
Yeah.
And set it up for a friend of mine.
Nice.
And we got all the parts for him. He's got me putting it together and setting it up for him. And they needed a new motherboard, needed all kinds of things. But yeah, at least I have all the custom chips that came out of that motherboard.
Oh, cool.
So I could, when you order a motherboard, a lot of times it doesn't come with the custom chips.
No, not at all.
It'll come with the RAM chips already soldered
Mm-hmm.
in. But it was tested good and everything else, so
Nice.
I guarantee it. It's coming from Germany, but the nice
Yep.
thing about the Revision 6A is you can change the NTSC or PAL with just a trace code.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so
You could just have a blob of solder there, or else take it away.
correct.
Mm-hmm.
Is that,
Well, that's
have a-
easy.
Is that only a 1 meg chip?
It's only a 1 meg unit, yes. This is a 2 meg because it's an Amiga 500 Plus.
Mm-hmm.
But you can make the Amiga 500 Revision 6A a 2 mega chip system. It's a little bit of work, and it's hard to find the chip for it. You got to find what's called the fatter Agnes. The fatter Agnes is the 8375 or the 83. I think it's called the 8372 Bravo.
Mm-hmm.
And those two chips are what will work in those because they're pin for pin compatible
Nice.
with the original chip and with the 1 meg chip.
Mhm.
You got to pop one of those in, change a bunch of traces, add the RAM to the
Oh
board.
my gosh. Yeah.
Which means you got to
It'd do some major surgery, it
all
sounds
the
like.
empty RAM spots,
Mhm.
all the holes are filled with solder.
Oh,
So you got to sit
jeez.
there and you got to melt all the solder.
Oh,
use
no.
a solder,
Soldering iron.
a solder, a gun, a solder removing gun.
Oh, sure. Yeah, solder sucker.
Desoldering too.
Whether
And,
it's
and
manual or
suck all the
ribbon or if it's powered too.
Yeah. And I have a powered one, and even it's
Yep.
hard to do with that
Wow.
because the holes are so small. And
You know, what I find works well for desoldering stuff is actually putting more solder in there to begin with, because
yes,
once you have more solder in, it congeals with each
Congeals
other.
with the other
It's
solder.
cohesive, and so then it sucks all of
Yep.
itself up.
and that is one of the keys is to add solder to each hole,
Mm-hmm.
and then use the desoldering gun to take it out.
Mm.
Or one of the old school ways of doing it was to just add a little bit of solder to it,
Yep.
heat it up, and then once you get it hot, bring it up to your mouth real quick and just,
Just
don't
blow
touch
it.
it,
Mhm.
but just blow on it
Sure.
and blow it right out.
Of course. Yeah, I mean-
it may be stupid, you may look like a fool doing it, but it works.
Nobody's watching you on the bench, though, I'm sure. I mean, basically what I would do is hold the motherboard to my face with maybe some helping hands around it, and then have the soldering iron on this side of it, and I blow from the other side like this. Y'all didn't get to see that, I guess,
Yeah,
over
yeah.
on camera, but
Yeah, good luck with that. Good luck. Good luck finding something that can actually hold that board.
right.
Thing doesn't weigh, it's not light
Mm-hmm.
by any means.
Well, so have a bunch of like vice grips and stuff.
Oh yeah, well you might be able to make something that's a little tougher than the actual helping hands units.
Yeah, helping hands are kind of, they're gonna like,
Little alligator clips.
yeah, they're gonna like melt and fall down and stuff. But
Yeah.
yeah, I've got a combination of things in my lab to hold
Yeah,
boards up.
But you know, it's like the board. The reason I got rid of the motherboard that was in that unit was because the RAM chips that were in there were bad, and it was obvious somebody had replaced them at one point. So I pulled one out. When I looked underneath, a bunch of the traces were lifted and ripped off the board.
Oh no!
They had touched the board too long with the soldering joints.
Right.
And I think it looks much
Looks like we got this
better
finished up, huh? They're putting in the keyboard and
Yep.
just like a modern Amiga.
wired up the way they wanted, and putting on the
In
badge.
fact, I tried so many different placements for the keyboard.
Interesting. So the A1200 out of the 500 Mini.
It just fell off at one point. Now don't worry, he had warned me that it was super fragile.
Oh, the case.
This was just a prototype. And he's
Did
already
they get the
working
case
on
from
this
somewhere else, like an
It's a
old
1200
computer?
case you painted.
So they actually,
They painted the top part gray and the bottom black.
nice. I guess that is the easiest thing to
USB
do.
ports right where the floppy drive is.
Yeah, that's different. I would say that, you know, I did a talk here like 6 years ago on retrowriting the things, and turns out that now it's back to the original old sad yellow color again, I think. So it's really a lot of work to go through retrowriting, and after a few years, it's just all going to turn back to the way it was anyway. Painting's probably the better bet in the long run.
White silver painted.
Yeah.
Using a real 1200 case rather than buying one of those aftermarket things.
That's right, I was going to say, like, if you bought it aftermarket,
I abandoned that.
that'd be interesting too.
HDMI cables, power cables, and 3 USB cables all on the inside. It was pushing the keyboard up too much, and it was just getting too complicated and messy. When there is, as we saw,
Yeah, you thought about putting the
because as we all know,
Mini
this stands
complete
for
inside the
keep it
1200
simple,
case.
simple.
You can see that.
Finally, I tried connecting the Mini's own LED connection to power and floppy to the Amiga 1200's LEDs, but unfortunately it just did nothing because their power requirements differed too much. And again, it was going to get too complicated to put power transformers and things in there.
Oh my.
So, not the most illuminating experience, but at least
But I mean, a nice
led
little
us to a tidier solution.
7805, I guess, shouldn't be that
So
difficult.
now you've enjoyed the pain of some of my challenges over the past 2 weeks or so of this project.
Oh my. Oh my, I have to re-tin all those things too.
The moment we plug it all in,
That's never fun.
it up and fully test our brand.
It's never going to come out smooth no matter what you do.
Fingers crossed, everyone.
Oh yeah, you got to go inspect it with a tiny little microscope too, make sure they're all flat. I would almost just say heat it up at that point. Use a little infrared bed or a heat gun or something. Real low temperature thing.
And Koch Distribution kindly sent me one of these floppy USB drives. You get these included free if you buy the A500 Mini from certain stores, but they're not available yet online. I'll update my A1200 conversion kit, link in the description, if and when they are. But now the big moment.
I'm surprised how
Does the
well that
keyboard
worked.
do
It
anything?
fires it up, the floppy
And
drive,
yet
USB
the arrows
floppy drive.
on the
looking to
numpad move the cursor around, which means we can select our USB drive. Oh, and I see that number lock indicator functions as expected too. Nice. Although there doesn't seem to be any action keys, so for now we'll just use the gamepad to select things in this menu. Now, I should
lot of
mention
heat
that
shrink.
after I filmed that, when Retro Games and Koch Distribution heard about this project, they kindly sent us a black gamepad to match our A1200 Maxi. Cheers, guys. So now let's open up our
You're
USB.
supposed to make it a
Ready
Maxi.
to boot into Workbench.
Yes.
Now, although I had
Full
Workbench
function
working,
keyboard.
Workbench
Right.
working using another method, huge thanks to Dan Wood.
See if there's any comments. Ah, yes. Mark says, hi from Cedar Hill, Texas. Glad to have you with us, Mark. Even though you're from right down the road, might as well join us remotely if you can't make it up here for sure.
Was he just like a mile away or something?
Like 20 maybe?
Oh, 20 miles?
Yeah, I mean, Cedar Hill's down in like I-20 towards Duncanville. Towards downtown Dallas, I guess. So, I'm sure the traffic is kind of
anything to
nuts.
not have to navigate Dallas.
Oh, yeah. No kidding.
I'm about to get a MIDI setup for the Amiga.
Cool.
I got a friend of mine that I'm building that Amiga for. He's trading me
Mm-hmm.
a 44 key Alicia's keyboard
Mm-hmm.
and a Yamaha YG70 sound bank.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
And Octamed will interface with it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of cool.
Yeah, your synthesizer, the tracker you had up a second
Tracker that I
ago.
use, yeah.
Yep.
So that works for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'll be fun. You can then patch in kind of whatever sounds you want to, I guess, huh?
Well, yeah, I still have to record them into the Amiga. But it's okay. I got that covered.
Mm-hmm.
Just all the work that I'm doing on this, he just figured he could give me that as a trade
Yep.
for all the time and effort I put into it for it.
Yeah, that's not bad.
He's always wanted an Amiga, and I had most of the stuff. But
Mm-hmm.
the motherboard being bad, he said, let's just order another motherboard. We got one for less than $80.
Those are wonderful.
So,
Oh, yeah, speaking of which, I finally, like, it's been a year and change, I feel like, but I got from some guy an old Amiga 2000 and got the case and then the keyboard for it. It was a pretty empty case, but I only paid $150 for it. It was all full of, I know, right? Pretty good. I got this corrosion problem on it, though, and I had a buddy of mine go and solve the corrosion issue on it.
probably where the battery used to be.
Yeah, definitely where the battery used to be. And I haven't had a chance to try it out yet, but I should have brought it up here and spun it up with some things. Maybe I'll bring it and see how it goes. Yeah, because I've got another Amiga 2000 that's like fully filled to the hill with stuff. So I got it from Raymond up there in Highland Village, and man, it came with a VGA card, a 2386 SX card. And then later on, Juan gave me a video toaster card and just all this stuff. And Raymond sold me that one for $100,
Jeez.
like 5 or 6 years ago. So,
Pretty good.
no kidding. Yeah, because I'm.
On Goodwill.
Yeah.
I've been keeping an eye on those couple of 3,000s that have passed by recently.
Yep. Oh yeah, I like to call it shill Goodwill rather than shop Goodwill, because basically people will just bid things up to the eBay prices anyway, and then you still got to pay the shipping and handling on it, and people don't realize that. So you end up, paying. You might think you bought a lot of Atari 5200 games for like $50, but then by the time it's all said and done, it's like actually 110 or 120. Whoops.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been a while since I've been around Shop Goodwill. It's just too much. I just find a local dealer and go to eBay anyway. But yeah, it'd be nice to kind of piece together enough loose Amiga hardware to make kind of two interesting systems, I guess.
And the 2000, I remember that was a big box, man.
Yeah, the 2000 is hefty
Yeah, well, the 3000 wasn't much lighter, but
now. Then there's a guy on Twitter that had a 4000T over in like Memphis, Tennessee. I think he was asking like $1,500 for it or something.
That's not bad.
Not bad.
yeah, well, if it was recapped, it wouldn't matter.
Right. And it's still a little bit like,
Well, was it like a month ago, someone up in Oklahoma had a 4000 with a toaster.
oh wow.
Asking for $1,500.
Mm-hmm.
I think he had it there for 2 days. I saw it on the second day. I messaged him and
Already
never
gone.
replied, and he was gone.
Oh my gosh.
I would have driven up there.
Mm-hmm. See, my wife and I have getting old pinball machines lately. So we've been doing that since about 2015, I guess. And last Saturday she went and got one from Frisco. And I guess she was the first person of like 15 people to message this guy about that game.
Oh, wow.
And so she shows up in just an SUV. The guy's like, you're not going to fit this pinball machine in your SUV whatsoever, because, the thing is on legs and it's got the head unit erect and all this stuff. And she's like, no, check this out. First of all, let's see if it works. So he turns it on. Of course, it's not doing anything. So she goes and presses a little switch that's kind of underneath where the ball falls down to when you're done. And sure enough, it spits the ball out, and she could go plunge and play the game. The guy was like, okay, well, there you go, that works. And then she's like, okay, so what about the back box? Because you know this thing's come off, right? And the guy's like, no, I didn't know the back box comes off. Like, yeah, that's how people transport them. You don't just keep the back box on. I was like, okay, well, I lost the key to it. And so then he goes, all right, hold on a minute. So she says, find me a screwdriver, flathead screwdriver, and a hammer. And so then she takes that screwdriver, lines it up with the lock, and bangs the hammer on the screwdriver, and sure enough, she breaks the lock on the back of this head unit to the point where now you can pull off the back door of the head unit and start getting to the bolts to unbolt the head. And the guy's like, what did I just witness? Here's some woman who like knows way more about random crap
Yeah.
than even I did. And so she takes the whole thing down, loads it up into the car on the dolly. And the guy's like, I can't believe this. Because he thought it was going to be two dudes in a box truck to haul this thing away.
Nice. What game did you guys get?
So we got a 1969 Bally Miss O.
Miss what?
Miss O.
What's that?
It's a pinball machine, and it's got a pool theme to it.
Oh, cool. Cool. Okay.
Mhm.
I got a Valley one at the house. It might be supposedly holding it for someone. I think it's one of my wife's one of her girlfriends. Married to this doctor, and apparently when he was probably going to college or something, medical school, he got one of these. He loved this game, so it has to be probably late '60s, early '70s.
Oh yeah, nice.
The Valley. But I can't remember. It's some casino game.
Sorry, if I said Bally, I meant Williams. It's a Williams Miss O. We don't actually have any Bally EMs. No. Anyway.
And she didn't. She wanted to get rid of it from the house. So she said, "Well, can you guys hold it for us?"
Sure.
It's been like 3 years now. Hold it. Forget it.
Well, I mean, if we need help, one of us will help you get that out of there, because I've got the tools and everything
Take it apart.
to take it apart and get it out of there.
Yeah, you know, I was thinking, have you seen those virtual pinballs?
Yeah.
People just take the cabinet, they swap out like 3 screens.
Right.
It's amazing. But I mean, a friend of mine was looking into it to do one of that, and by the time you build your own, getting the cabinets, the monitors, all the components,
Yep.
even the plunger's expensive.
Sure.
He said you can go spend about the same amount of money, like $4,000, and get it from some company up in Canada.
Sure.
They already pre-made.
Oh yeah, you can definitely get a pre-made one instead of bothering with building it for yourself. Yep, because you know, you can certainly go back into the back of Dallas Makerspace where there's the routing table. You can go, you know, do the whole CNC router plans for it and then go build it yourself. But then, you know, with me having done CNC projects here, that's like the easy part. The hard part is actually the sanding and painting and the finishing, not to mention putting together all the mounting hardware for it. Maybe you did joinery, maybe you didn't. If you didn't, you're going to have to do angle brackets and line them up just exactly so to fit the TVs in there and all this jazz. And then a buddy of mine who did this, Rodney had it fits with the software for his V-pin, actually. I think it took him just a lot of specific tweaking, and if the machine like had a hard reboot or something, you'd have to go set it all up again. It was a big problem. If like you lost power to it or something.
Well, that's not worth it. That's not worth it.
Yeah, so you want to get probably one of the rebuilt ones, save you a lot of trouble. Ned, what you thinking?
I'm not thinking much at the moment.
Me neither. Honestly, I'm about to fall asleep. I had the kids to myself all week because my wife is out at a conference in California, so I got to have a 2-year-old and a 7-month-old chase around the house Tuesday through Friday.
I don't think I can keep up with that anymore.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, so I did a couple of fitness classes on Tuesday and Wednesday, and then Thursday we went out to eat at Snuffers on Beltline, but then like I had him splash around in the pool, and she was kind of doing the same thing, just around, and they watched Sesame Street a bunch, playing with the trains, all the jazz.
Steven,
What's up?
is there any ice water around
Yeah, let me see.
here? Is there ice, first of all?
I would have to check the fridge, probably.
Okay, if I could, if I could just, I'm going to empty this out and just get some ice and just get some water.
Okay. Yeah, would one of y'all like to hold the camera and do some talking?
I can hold it if you.
Okay.
You need some money?
I don't think so.
You sure?
Yeah. Should be free to get back there.
Ned and Johnny here, you know, they were watching that video over there about the A500 Mini, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Working at 1200 with full function keyboard and everything.
So we got the AGA and everything, huh?
Yeah. And we're still booted up Workbench 3.1.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I just started this game for you, Johnny, so you could test out your controller if you want and show it off a little bit.
You already had it going here.
Oh no, I wasn't playing. Hey, Chris. Chris, ladies and gentlemen, has arrived. It's a pretty nice controller, actually. How's it working there?
Smooth.
Huh? Smooth?
Yeah.
This is a 2-button game, by the way. Johnny, you still got the skills, man. Oh. Which game is this? This is called Battle Squadron. Came out in 1989 by Enterprise Software. It's an excellent game. Probably one of the best shooters I've ever played. Hit the second button now. Oh, I was gonna say hit the second button. That second button is the secret weapon.
Secret weapon. Alright. Wipes out everything.
Yeah, it wipes out everything around you.
Them side shots get you.
Yeah, well, go ahead and you can start again. There, you got some continues. There you go. That just wipes it clean, boy.
Turns out there's a fairly new ice machine in the galley that I didn't know
Really?
about. Yep.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, thank you.
You're welcome. Some fountain water.
Huh? Drinking water. What's wrong with that? Well, he's got the thing to go back there. He's a member.
Get it looked at because he couldn't fix it.
What? No, he went to the commissary.
It was the one that I messed up basically. I'm kind of messed up too bad, so we sent it off to this guy in Europe who does all the fixing stuff, or kind of does it for a living. Okay. So I don't know who Chuck Curtel is.
Huh.
He's kind of big on Facebook.
Any chance he fixes monitors too?
Monitors? I doubt it.
Okay.
Why? A monitor that you need fixed?
Dude, I have
I'm trying to get rid of those.
I got freaking a lot of monitors in the garage that I need to get fixed and get rid of.
I don't know. It might be something that
He
you.
wanted $300.
Because, before I had kids, it was like, sure, I'll get around to it. And then all of a sudden get bam, bam right in a row.
Seriously, it's very nice, man.
Cool.
Oh, those, I'll explain to you what those things that dropped are.
Okay.
A secondary page on it. That'll,
Let's see how that one fits.
Mark.
Yeah, Mark.
And Mark says
Nice.
he can log in and
Wow.
do all take care of all
Like a glove.
You sure it's not loose?
Yeah, I
Because
mean,
these you can stick these under the sweatband, and it'll reduce the size somewhat.
It
So you
does-
put it on
it's-
front pocket or the sides.
yeah, okay. It's kind of like, I mean, it's just maybe just,
It should actually be tight.
yeah, it's
So you might have to use one of these.
just
Just
the
slip them
band
under.
underneath there.
Yeah, he even knows where my
Awesome,
front door
dude.
is.
That's really nice. What do I owe you for that?
Don't worry about it. Thanks
Sure,
for
man.
the 520 thingy.
That doesn't hardly cost me anything, though.
Oh my gosh.
This is, you're too nice on this deal. I appreciate that.
And,
Even though being from West Texas, it's the first nice hat I've had. What do you call this? Is it just what's the name of the hat? Is it just like a wood hat? or-
that's just that. I guess
Yeah, he
that's
kind of tickled
what's
a little bit, but he was waiting until he.
the style Western.
Just Western?
Yeah, more like the Mexicans like to call it
This will tell him
Tejanas.
he wanted.
The Texan.
Right. The friends, yeah?
Make
My
sure
daughter's
it
half
says-
Mexican, so maybe I can say, hey.
Oh, holy moly.
Hey.
There'll be no issue.
Awesome. Thank you, Dave.
Hey,
I appreciate that. Okay. So that's what you make, huh?
yeah, the company. We make all hats, all types of hats. We make them there.
Nice.
If you guys ever want to show up there, I can give you a tour.
Cool.
We do tours there, so
Oh, really?
it's interesting what we do. The tours will go quick, normally 10 minutes, but it's,
Mhm.
you get to see the whole
Where's it located at?
in Garland,
Okay.
right off 66, in front of the Garland Fire Department Training Center. Right across the
How about
street.
the roof?
So normally when they do explosives, they put bombs and stuff.
Oh, goodness.
It's a vibration.
Oh, jeez.
Video toasters,
Ah, that's awesome.
special interest.
You want to see the?
I was gonna say, how about the roof?
I got the ZZ 9000 in.
Hey, look at you.
Wow, it finally came.
Yeah, it came in like 2 days ago.
Wow. How long are you waiting for? Like 9 months?
and
A
a half.
year and a
I
half?
think so, but that's just.
Jeez.
You know something? We could set him up.
How fancy you brought the electronic screwdriver.
Dude,
That looks really handy.
it is.
That's sure a lot nicer than a friggin'
it's
power
also got
drill.
a. It's also got a.
At some point in time, like with the video YouTube that Steven takes care of, somehow or another we need to, if we want to kind of get that
Oh no, that's
YouTube
this
link
one.
published out on the website or something.
Well, you know, with that second page that Mark edits, he can
It's
very
not,
easily
don't
say,
trust it. No, but I
this
know
is
it
this
works.
one's link.
Oh, okay.
Or Steven could set up a permanent link,
Right.
and it just could be the same link all the time, that it'd be posted on the website.
It can't be the same link because YouTube will make different links for different months.
Battery
YouTube has
power.
the ability to actually set up.
But I got it. I got it for like.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I did that for our church,
Mhm.
and so the church could just click on the same link each time,
Uh-huh.
and just whenever that happened to be live,
Yep.
that's
Oh, cool.
when it went live.
Mhm. So we'll just be the Texas
then
Nerd
I got
House
this
live.
little- I don't know if you can
Amiga
see this
stream.
little
You know,
audio
if we do have to change it, if that requires some kind of subscription
Enhance. It's like
or something,
it adds
then
like
we'll just
16-bit
have you
audio
let Mark know
and
what the
stuff like
link
that,
is
more
every
channels and
month,
stuff.
and
Yeah.
post it.
So,
That's
but
fine.
it's
I
got
just have
the,
to
it's got the HDMI,
get,
the
going with
Ethernet,
making, because I can make them pretty far in
the
advance. That's kinda
USB
what we do it.
and micro
Sometimes,
SD.
like,
which right
I've
now
got
it's just
coming up
used
in
for
my own
firmware
life. Like last
updates
month I had
and
a
stuff. But-
baby shower to go
Like
to.
that?
I remember that.
Yep.
Now, my God,
That's what we were having
Yeah.
a meeting
But
about
that's
this
a right
management
too.
club. We needed
I
to
didn't,
input.
I didn't
Oh,
get
yeah,
a
you
shipment
called me up.
notification. I didn't get anything. It just showed up at my door.
Well,
Actually,
you
no, that's
emailed
not
me, I
true.
think.
Oh, yeah,
I got a
email.
I
note
got
from
back to you later.
UPS that said a package is
Maybe you
arriving
could get your
tomorrow.
phone
I'm
number
like,
or something.
Probably wouldn't
package
hurt.
is arriving tomorrow. And I'm like, yeah.
I'd like to have
And it's
it.
from like
What's that
Germany or
says?
something. Yeah. And I was like, oh, that's got to be it.
Well, that's
So-
helping a lot.
Yeah, it's been. I got the motherboard in from being recapped, and then got this in, and it's got this little. This goes into the video slot, and it's got a little bridge adapter thing over here. And then all these wires go to this little audio add-on thing, which he had just came out with that right after I'd ordered it.
What's the board called again?
The what?
What's the name of the board?
The ZC 9000?
CZ9.
Yeah, this is like the epic
Yeah, this
Swiss
is the one
Army
you told me
knife of
about.
Amiga
Yeah.
stuff.
Okay.
You'll throw bricks at the Grand
Show me
Canyon.
what's going on. And apparently it's been out for a while, but it's back ordered. It's hard to get a hold of.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah, I've been holding out on getting one because I don't know if I want to get the 500 or the 2000 version.
Yeah, that's kind of, you know,
And they're expensive too, yeah?
it's like $400.
Yeah.
And with the little adapter, I think it put it closer to like 500.
Good?
So,
Does it work good?
you know, all I have been able to do was just get the basically get it installed. I haven't. This was last night. I was trying to get everything put back together so I could bring it up, and so I've got the firmware and things like that that I need to install.
Does the Ethernet work on it, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know about the soft. You know, what do you use for a browser, or maybe you don't use it, maybe you just use it for connectivity so that you can network it or something. But that's what I understand.
Wow.
Yeah, even so, you got to set up some IP stack or some IPX, SPX, or NetBIOS or whatever.
Isn't there something called Miami for the IP stack?
I've heard about that.
Could be.
Yeah. How's it going, Sal? Everything all right?
Doing better, Chris. Thank you.
Good.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like I said, I just got it in like 2 days ago.
That looks like a 4000. Is that a 4000?
Yeah.
Yeah.
4,000. It's been
They're one of the toughest ones I ever worked on.
How come?
been overhauled.
Everything's crammed in there.
Okay.
I thought the 3000 was a lot worse.
Really?
Because it's got all those little plates and stuff in
Yeah,
it.
they could get going too.
Yeah. This one was, this is a weird kind of like connection thing that with this bar, and so it was a little difficult. But you know, once you figure it out and you take pictures of it, then it works out all right. But
The biggest problem I ever had with my 4000 was power supplies. Power supplies were crazy.
really,
Yes.
this thing sounds like a jet taking off. Yeah, it's just, you know, or like a vacuum cleaner, you know. I'm just like, you know, we can't go with a quieter, you know. So that makes me think that maybe it wasn't originally like that. It's just gonna maybe go out at some point, kind of like what you're talking about.
Fan died.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah, got it back. Well, I guess it's been a couple of months since I got it back after it's been recapped. All the capacitors have been replaced, and he said he was.
Good ones in there.
Yeah, he said that. He said it's not worth it to like. There's a few of these clips that are like. He said that they break all the time. And he said, you know, since I've got the warp engine with all the RAM, he said this RAM's going to be faster anyway since it's on the
Oh, yeah.
accelerator.
Is that what CPU?
It's a 040. Warp engine 040, and it's supposedly there's adapters you can get and make it with. But the problem is getting an 060 chip. And what's the point?
Yeah,
What's the
exactly.
point? It's kind of like you know.
And I don't think even this, like, my understanding, Lightwave is not optimized for the 060.
Yeah, I heard the 060 wasn't even like officially supported by
I don't think so,
Commodore or
yeah.
something like that.
Yeah, you have a special 68040 library which called it the 68060 library.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, but I figured while I was up here, I'd try to install the firmware on it. The Flicker Fixer works phenomenal on it, I have to say. It's just like, I don't know, that was the other reason why I wanted it too, because I wanted a Flicker Fixer, so I don't have to have like some extra little adapter or anything like that. So, but, so, bag of tricks and one of those little 2600 joysticks. It's kind of cool. I don't know if you guys ever, I think maybe Sal brought in one of these last time. I don't know if it's the same one.
Yeah, those are the Troopers. Those are pretty good.
I mean, yeah, exactly. For just something that will work, I thought it was pretty good. It has a decent feel to it. I mean, it's not as responsive as I like, but it's kind of like, you know.
Oh, was that the Hyperkin one?
Yeah, I don't know. I was kind of looking for different ones. I think you may have brought up one, but it's like it's not as tactile response, but it's still better than like it's still okay.
Yeah, the one that
And
I
it's
brought
cheap.
Yeah.
was $15. It was $30 for two of them in a package. And they're made in Canada. And what they did was they bought the molds, the old Atari molds from Atari themselves. So they actually just have the molds for the case remade.
Nice.
And everything, and just put new boards in them.
Oh, gotcha. All right.
And they have the poppers just like the old ones do. See, these ones have those rubber things inside. You know, like the Nintendo does. The Nintendo controllers have those rubber
Yeah, I guess.
pushes. Yeah, so that's why it feels.
It feels to me. I like it because it's got the slots where you can tell whenever you're going into diagonal. Whereas the old 2600, you couldn't really
You
guess.
couldn't tell.
Yeah, you just kind of guess if you're going.
But you know, if you had good tactile response, you could hear it.
Yeah. This is still decent.
Man, those
though.
2600 controllers were beasts.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how many of those I went through.
Thank you for getting that water. That helped.
Oh, yeah, you're welcome.
So I feel better.
Good
You
stuff.
go for reincarnated just with that water.
You know, like I said, I was just telling Johnny. I said, I can't, and Ned, I don't know. You know, when I don't feel well, if it's my heart just not that I need to lay down, or if it's I'm dehydrated, or if I haven't eaten enough. But you know, because of all this heart business. So I just don't know which is which.
Gotcha.
And so drinking a little bit of water,
you
also
should be
start
drinking
feeling-
water all day, every day, all of it should be.
Well, I should have thought about that because of the heat out there. Right?
Dude, it's hot. It's hot. It's kind of hot in here. I feel like I'm.
You can crank up the fan by a level, I'm sure.
What's that?
You can crank up the fan by a level if you want.
Yeah, I think I'll probably cool.
You know,
off.
if you
It's
want to put
probably
on
being outside.
oscillations,
Okay.
you know, so that they can get some air. Doesn't have to be blowing at just me, you know. As much as I like that, you know.
Mhm.
But anyway,
I still can move. It's just nice and clean.
you know, it's actually kind of a Frankenstein machine off of the video toaster that out there. The keyboard stuff had all the little the stickers and stuff all over the keyboard. I didn't want that, but it worked. Motherboard worked. The other one, this one didn't work. So I swapped stuff out, whatever, and I sold the other one.
My other problem with this one, the reason I consider it difficult to work on, is it's got so much surface mount stuff on it.
Mm-hmm.
And unless you got a good heat station, and I mean a good one. You know,
I've got a good heat station, but I already messed up one motherboard before, so I sent it off to go to get it redone.
Yeah, you know, recapping these Amiga 4000s are not easy to do. And you got to really have a very steady hand. And do this.
Yeah.
The power strips over there. Oh, oh, okay.
I guess. I think so. We'll have to find out.
I love that the Yamaha drive, and it says December 1998.
I got that from
Mhm.
Ed.
Hey Chris, the CF
Awesome.
card, what is that? Is that the hard drive?
That is the hard drive. It's basically, this is just something I ordered for real cheap. That all it does is just,
Compact flash adapter.
yeah, but it just moves it to the back, moves it to the rear, so you can.
Pop it out. Yeah, that's great.
Because I wanted to, because I do actually remove it every once in a while to put it in, to hook it up to my PC, so run it with UAE, Win UAE, and so it makes it easy to access. But still, with this thing has been kind of a big help, and that's what I've got the. It's a flash adapter, so I can just, but it hooks it to the.
CF card? You mean not
Yeah.
CF, but a SD card?
Yeah, SD card, and all you have to do is plug it into this right here, install the driver, and this is actually just for power.
Yeah.
But since I don't use the USB on this thing, I just hook it up right there, and it works like a champ.
That's awesome.
So it's an easy way to transfer files, because otherwise I have to take this out, hook it up into my flash card reader, boot up WinUAE, and then baby it and talk nice, and then try stuff over. Or I just use
You
this
got to
thing.
set up for FAT 32 or FAT 16.
Yeah, FAT 32. Is what I
Yeah.
think it is.
That's what mine's set up as too, with that Amiga 500 accelerator unit that I got.
Yeah. I mean,
Same
it's kind of trying to get those to work. Kind of
They're so
a
handy.
little tricky.
I mean, heck with floppies.
Yeah, that's been
Right. It takes a long time. As much fun as it is to say you have the original media, sitting there and doing 5 or 10 of them, it's like,
I remember how
no.
stoked I was the day I got a jazz drive.
Oh,
running
sure.
on my Amiga.
Yep.
I thought,
That's pretty cool.
yeah, yo,
It's
jazz
SCSI
drive.
compatibility, right?
Plug it into the PC and I can just transfer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, it's always been a problem is that this thing will read like IBM floppy disks with like cross-DOS and stuff,
Oh, yeah.
but it's like PCs won't read Amiga floppy disks.
Right.
And it's just always been this like, right, which direction do I need to go? And it's like, at some point, I'm always like handicapped by that.
Yeah, I think you got to get a Windows XP machine with some special software on it, like the kind that you set up all the LPG disks.
It has a problem with some of the larger
format partitions.
Format partitions and the 1.44 meg floppies that
Oh, yeah.
because these don't take 1.44 floppies.
Have you seen the newest USB mouse adapter that they're making now?
Oh yeah, I think I
It's
played.
called the True Mouse.
Intro. Oh yeah, I did.
Have you seen that? Itty bitty little thing. Here, I'll show you a picture of it. Because I ordered one for my buddy. He needed a mouse, and so he sent me the money. I ordered one. He let's see here, purchases.
Yeah, they bought one in, I think, this is like a 2022, he's got a kid. He said, yeah, look, they converted the cow. I was like, you can't be.
The people that sold it.
Yeah.
And here it is, the True Mouse.
Oh, interesting. Ha.
Real small, but it works with any standard USB mouse.
And you can make it
It
into
doesn't even
a,
have to have PS2 protocols.
right.
It just works.
Just make it into a serial mouse, huh?
Yep, makes it into. No, it's not a serial. Did you know the mice on the Amiga are not serial?
Okay.
They're parallel.
I tried to.
They're parallel signal.
But it's 9-pin.
But it's a 9-pin parallel signal, and these things are running
Look into doing various
about-
things, but I just
about $46 including shipping
Okay.
from the UK.
It's not bad.
get into.
It's not horrible, you know, I mean, but you know something to be able to use USB mice, you know, and it works with wireless ones too,
Yep.
which is what I have on mine.
That's pretty cool.
And, definitely the way to go these days. 'Cause you
Yeah.
get rid of those ball mice.
Right. You know, actually, somebody was making a Kickstarter within the past couple of months where you saw the tank mouse, but it's a USB tank mouse.
Yeah.
And so it'll work with your Amiga or your modern PC.
I want to ask you a question.
And in fact, the middle part, if there was, you know, a tank mouse here, but you know how it's got the two buttons, they actually made the middle part
Yeah,
look like normal, but then it's got the scroll functionality in it too, which is
That's
pretty
cool.
cool. And unfortunately, I'd forgotten to actually, you know, hit the button to go and order one. Hopefully, I can get a second batch or something of it later on.
Yeah, and
Goodness.
unfortunately, I don't know the answer to that question because he's just going to have to do some digging around and some, you know, that's the problem with some of those, you know, older things, and you know.
Well, I suggested a couple of things to him, but they're not so.
Yeah, the old languages make it kind of hard to make system calls out to just run random commands on DOS or whatever. Yeah.
Well, the C compiler that I have,
You use it to.
and the Amiga.
Oh, that's right. This thing has
Amiga
VGA
actually
built
comes
in.
with
Does that have VGA?
with an Amiga
What is
DOS
that?
interface
ZZ9000.
library
Oh, okay.
to allow
That's a RTG card, isn't it? Yeah,
I
okay.
just got it in 2 days ago.
etc. But
Just got to have that library.
Yeah, it
no, but he hasn't found anything to do exactly what he needs to do.
may not be possible. May have to do it a different way,
Bummer.
like export it or something, and then.
Just decompile it, put it in his own code, I guess. Just do ASM parentheses,
Hey,
blah, blah,
that's what I'd
blah.
like, you know, is as I ordered a book on 68,000 programs.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Because I hear it's supposedly pretty easy.
Yeah.
I say easy for an assembly language, but
Right.
it's kind of like I'm just, you know, I don't know how, you know, maybe one of those projects that you kind of start and you can't get it to.
Well, here's my advice. So I've done a lot of arcade game ROM hacking that ends up being 68K assemblies. So I've actually stepped through,
Okay.
like in a disassembler and debugger kind of sense,
Yeah.
a lot of 68K code in my time. And you can eventually wrap your head around it. It's just a matter of, okay, you know, the screen blanking and the interrupts, you just have to make sure to get around that stuff.
Documentation and stuff like that, right?
Documentation, yeah, there's enough documentation floating
and you just
around.
comment your code, because I'm talking about kind of code from scratch.
Sure.
And Visual Studio Codes has a plugin
Yep.
for it. And so that
Yeah,
was
VS Code, I mean, the plugins they've got on there are just ridiculously amazing. Like, there's even stuff for the 4004 if you wanted to go way old school.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Oh, I didn't, yeah.
So I've actually been doing some 4004 development with a dev kit that I've got.
Oh, that's awesome.
I can actually make a real live 4004 blink lights on an LED or whatever.
Anything like that. Yeah, and I haven't had time. I mean, I don't know. I just haven't, it's all been stuff that's kind of been on the back burner.
Oh yeah, I feel yeah. Well, y'all just need to make a lot of money on the stock market and then just quit.
Okay, yeah, no kidding. This may not be powered. Unless this little switch over here on this guy is that's probably more likely.
There we go.
There we go. All right. I think it's because we got that fan over there kind of.
Yeah.
But whenever I'm sitting in my room and I power it on, it's like, you know, it's like, what is going on?
You want to know the noisiest machine I've got is my Russian computer.
Oh, yeah.
The Soviet
Somehow
thing.
that fits. Somehow
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Mhm.
And at Russia, we make things big.
Hey, Johnny?
Let's see, I'm going to set this down on top of your box, I guess, and go get a drink of water for myself. This is not.
But it's got a nice clean picture for it. And this is that SD card that's over there on the...
Sorry, gang, I have to improvise a tripod.
Yeah, hey, whatever you need to do. Here, I can turn this way.
And hit the button, it should go to the next set. Watch this. They went there that time.
Oh, this is intriguing, huh?
Show config. I don't have. This is a brand new installation too of the OS.
Alright, I'll be right back. I'm gonna get a drink of
Oh,
water.
it's just me, probably me.
Yeah.
I just don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, that was made for one of those Amiga
All right.
parties.
Where the? There we go.
It does have a rapid fire on though.
I didn't try that. I was pumping it while I was playing.
Yeah,
I didn't think about holding it down.
I think you have to. This LHA run.
It's actually pretty handy for this game.
I haven't got it on there, but like all the
I think
word
it's
processors,
zero.
page screen, all those.
No.
Just run, because some of those are pushing the hardware
Large.
up to the chips. But what gets me is I play J's, and you know most of those. I got it on the Mac. I play it all the I play it all the time.
Yeah, did you know that Mac Mini was a late model
Yeah.
that has the upgraded video card
Yeah,
and
the one where you didn't reach out to advertise.
yes.
You have to look like you looked at the whole page. Anyway, it's just a 1.42, but when you print it out, it's 1.5.
Oh well. Probably one in that directory.
You realize you don't have to, you can pull up the shell directly on the drop down. What you screen.
Oh, I didn't realize that. I'd always just run it from there.
If you go up there and right click on it. I think that's it. Here, let me see.
Oh.
Execute command.
Okay. I've just never done it before.
Okay, and then you can type in new shell. Type in new shell and that'll. Hit return.
Okay. Awesome. I didn't do that. Or I could do Amiga.
Okay, that's, I guess that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, Amiga E. That work? Oh, it has to be. Oh, it has to be right Amiga. That's kind of lame.
Okay.
But oh, that's cool. You know, I probably should have put that in the. Or no, large. I probably should have put that in the C directory in Workbench. Let's just do this. 12 Workbench. Yeah, is it the C directory? The C is the command, right? Where you put stuff
Yeah.
and it'll run. I wonder if I can put that LHA.
Or you can create an alias for it. You call it Chris or something like that, or whatever you want to call it.
Okay. I'm going to try just copying the LHA.run into here, into Workbench C. Is that the right syntax for that? Do you think that'll... Okay, so... What are the... Oh, okay, yeah, you're right. So now LHA run. Good. That's probably what I'd rather have. And so... I guess you just got to do LHA underscore 68.
That's what everybody thinks.
Extract, is it E for extract? Okay.
We'll get the PC stuff to work on
Okay,
that.
that's good. Oh, that's a little... So now, go to SD. What is it on Amiga? Is it make directory? Or is it in
Yes, that's it.
make directory? Okay. And then I'll say, yeah, what do I want to call it? Let's say ZZ9000. Okay, there it is. Okay, so now let's go to CD, or no, SD0, R, see what all we have here. Now, I want to copy the AHI user. Workbench. ZZ. I think that'll work.
Yep.
And so now, the other one I want to do is ZZ. Is it case sensitive?
No, it is not.
Okay, good. Okay, Workbench. Oops. Okay, so then we go LHA underscore 68, or it's actually, I have a 040, but I already know what this one is. LHA 68K E ZZ9000 installer. So now I should be able to go into I should be able to just run it from this, right? Workbench. This mouse, the ball is sticking on it. Shouldn't it be here? I'd have to go up here and say show all files.
Oh, you know, that's probably there. If you see someone told me with Dallas number with 666,
That's you, okay.
can't forget that.
666, okay. There was one, I'll get a whole string of them, just trying to call them, and they said it was Dallas, but I wasn't able to cut them.
What?
They don't leave me information or anything.
Use, okay, please install P96 first and select. Oh, maybe it's this ZZ Top thing. What is the? Oh, that's for the. I don't know what this is, and I didn't bring the documentation to install it either. It's too little. What does this do? ZZ Top? That's the firmware. I was just to kind of monitor.
Is the Wi-Fi working on this?
you trying to find that program?
Well, this is an RTG graphics card, and so I've downloaded. Oh, but you know what? I bet you that's not what. I bet you I have to install the other thing. Oh, I can't. That's right. I can't do this. It's complaining because I haven't installed that other driver for it first. And I tried to log on to the guy who has that. You have to pay $20 to get the driver for it because he owns it. The guy who individual computers, Jens Schofield, whatever his name is, and he owns it. So I bought it, but then I couldn't log on to this system. And so I sent him an email. I said, hey, and then he says, no, it works fine for me. And I'm like, okay.
Typical IT answer, huh?
Yeah, that's exactly. When does that seem? Okay, so let me see. Okay, maybe it's this AHU. So let's go LHAEAHI. Can I tab and it'll? Yeah, I can. Nice. I don't know what stuff's built into Amiga DOS and what's not. Oh. It's LHA underscore 68K. Okay, maybe this is it. Sorry, it's in here. Clean up. That's not where I installed it though. Oh, I gotta show all files. That's what. Oh, I am. Where did I put that directory at? Did I put it somewhere else? Oh, this is. It's AHI. It's in there. Oh, I didn't go up one. Let's see here. Oh, how I've missed you, Amiga DOS. Show all files. And it's called AHI. Oh, but it was inside the ZZ9000 directory. There it is. Install AHI. Okay. I think this is the. Which version of the preferences program would you like to install? I don't know what the differences between those are. Does that mean anything to you, Nan?
MUI is Magic User Interface, which is a very common add-on. What BGUI is, I have no idea.
That's what it says by default, so I'm just going to leave that there.
Johnny, do you know what BGUI is
Versus MUI?
versus MUI?
I can't think what the BG said, but it's like that, yeah. Yeah.
It was asking me, and I selected. It's not that big. I just didn't know what it was asking. It's like, what version of preferences do you want? And I'm like, I don't.
Well,
Dude, take the 8 since you got that board in there.
Right, but I don't even know if it on this one. Do you want the handler to be activated? Why not? Built-in language is English. Which AHI for sound cards you don't have? Oh, I remember it told me what to select. Paula. I don't have the instructions in front of me.
Delphino was a digital card. I remember I had that.
But this is what it defaults to. I mean, I know the Paula uses a pass-through.
Mm-hmm.
What does files say?
We'll find out.
Yeah. Nice. That was quick.
Yeah, that's because that was the drivers for this, but I've got to get the other driver installed. That'll be something that I have to deal with. Probably do something with later.
Yeah, it seemed like finding all this and getting extracted was a bit difficult, but then
Yeah, and I was struggling last night to get it all put together and stuff, and it's kind of running late. And
Is that its graphics, sir?
that's its HDMI flicker fixer.
Oh, good.
But I don't have the actual RTG drivers installed yet, and so that's why I'm.
Was it used, was it Cyber graphics you used?
I had-
Also, or?
Picasso 96. So that's what I was saying that
Johnny, this thing's awesome.
Jens owns.
Dude, that thing's like full micro switches.
Yeah.
Nice.
This is usually one of the best ones that you
Let me
can
see.
make in Japan from arcades.
Dude, that is a nice controller, man.
Nice is not the word, it's just smooth.
SD0. Let me see what else I got on here. I got that ASM TS GUI update 3.1. Yeah, I'm missing some stuff, but
Very nice control.
maybe Ned can tell me this.
$100
Whenever I go to
Ain't that nice?
update the screen, it is Workbench. Oh, I don't guess I don't need to show all files.
I saw that one.
And
You're out of here already?
Yeah, I gotta go to a kid's birthday party.
Oh, man.
Dude, it was good seeing you, man.
Good seeing you too. Hey, give me a call, we'll get together.
Yeah, and you have my new 666 number, right?
No, I don't. Send it to me on Telegram.
let me do the over
Don't
scan.
forget if you got a people number for me.
Okay.
Is it in system or is it in preferences?
Yeah, there's overscan right.
There it is. It doesn't want to save it. Like I'll tell it.
Okay.
I'll put it like this. I'll say okay, and then edit graphics size, or maybe that's the one I just did. Edit text size. Oh no, they're both there. And so I save it, and then the next time.
Adios.
Hey, take care, brother,
Take care.
man. I didn't.
Hey,
Yeah,
good seeing you guys.
yeah, exactly. Thanks for the hat. I
Bye-bye.
appreciate it, big time, man. I'll send you some of my Instagram pictures.
Let's see you. Have a good day.
Dave, I'll send you some of my Instagram pictures with it on.
Yeah,
With only the hat. No, I'm kidding.
Hat and boots.
Yeah, exactly. Take care, brother. Please close the following. Okay. I don't know how to get back there to those other ones, so I'm gonna. That's what it wants. Amiga shell. Do I still have one open?
Weird.
Amiga shell.
Is there like a Alt tab or something that you can use to bring up other windows?
There we go.
There it goes. It's like minimized or something. Okay, now is there a way to make it save that mode? Or do you have to come up here and do something? Snapshot? Is it?
Okay, in general, on the workbench itself, you really can't save the configurations of those icons. But in individual directories,
Oh, okay.
if you say clean up by name and then you have to like select all the icons and then say save it or something, then yes, it will save the location.
Because if I rebooted this last time after setting the overscan, and I came back and you saw how it was reset for that.
772,900.
So,
Not gonna do bad.
but that's all right. So, well, anyway, it'll give me something else to mess with next time to finish getting everything else
Yeah, I mean,
installed.
if you go into workbench here, you can clean these up any way you want to and save them away.
Okay.
This is again one of my favorite games. My son played it a lot.
I mean, you want me to do it for you? I mean,
It's whatever you want to do.
I
If
mean,
you want
if you
to.
want to, you can say, yeah, okay, clean up by name. And then
Yeah, that mouse sticks a little bit, so.
you do something like this, and you get all of them in the window, and then go up here and say, Windows, select contents, you select them all.
That's what the key is.
And then you say snapshot.
That's what it is. You have to select them and then
Right.
snapshot them. I was just hitting snapshot,
Yeah.
thinking,
Uh-huh.
take a snapshot. All right, good stuff.
You have to be careful. Every once in a while, I've had all these things in the window, all these icons selected to do something, and all of a sudden it'll try and like start all of those programs
Oh,
at
yeah.
once.
Oh,
What
yeah,
fun.
and that. That's awesome.
Hitting the enter key on Windows with all the desktops selected.
Yeah. That's awesome. Hey, where'd you say some of that water was? Is there a water fountain that's out here, or is there?
I think the water fountain's behind the closed doors. I can badge you back there if you
is
want.
that all right?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Let's see. I'm gonna prop this up on here, I think, or something.
I got the pea shooter
What's
now.
playing, Sal? Oh,
Battle Squadron, yeah.
This is one of the best.
This
things ever
this
made.
joystick's awesome.
Oh yeah, that's amazing. You got a nice.
This is Johnny's joystick he brought. It's called
Yeah.
Monster Joysticks. See, I got the pea shooter, so
Yeah, it's like a
I'm going to give him off the full
regular
mop equipment
arcade
now.
tactile response.
Yeah.
There.
Man. Well, I may not hit 900,000.
I've played this before.
Oh, it's a classic. It is. That is a great controller, man. Man, I tell you, if I had that kind of money, I'd buy one too, just for giggles. That is a slick feeling controller. They don't make them like that anymore. It feels like way.
Yeah, that little gate thing that's underneath there, you could actually change it. I think it's 8.
4 or 8,
4
yeah.
or 8, yeah.
Yeah.
You have a choice.
How's Mark doing? Is he okay?
I guess so. I hope so.
He tested positive. I found him. But I get sick. She wanted to test positive.
Oh, he tested positive for COVID, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a bummer. I hope he's feeling okay. Apparently, I've had it at least a couple times. I have antibodies for it, but I never had. I'm asymptomatic.
Yeah.
I never know that I have it.
Yeah.
I guess that makes me lucky. Which is kind of funny considering my heart condition. I love this little machine. I'm working on a new song too. Just for giggles. Yeah, I like doing the music on this thing, so. I haven't gotten very far on it yet, but I'm getting there. You're familiar with the tune, I'm sure. Did you ever see the TV show? Peter Gunn?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I knew that sounded familiar. Yes. Years and years ago.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of old Henry Mancini. I think he was just awesome. The Pink Panther theme, Peter
yeah.
Gunn, the baby elephant walk. You know, he did the entire score for the movie Hatari. The whole thing. Moon River, yeah. You know, A Shot in the Dark. He's just I've always liked him immensely.
Yes.
He did a lot of work for both Blake Edwards, the director. Blake Edwards did a lot of great movies too. You know, I'm a big old fan of him. I was watching one last night called Operation Petticoat, or not Operation Petticoat. I was watching Down Periscope with old Kelsey Grammer, and it reminds me a lot of Operation Petticoat. Remember with Cary Grant and Tony Curtis, the Pink Submarine.
Yes.
Yeah. It just reminded me so much of that film. You know, I've always been a big fan of old Cary Grant because as much of a suave and debonair man as he was, and very classy, more of a leading man, he really had great comedic timing. He really did. He was good at it. So I always thought that was pretty cool. Yeah, I was just fiddling around with some stuff, and let's see here. Let's go back up here. Let me see. I'm just trying to dig up some of my old favorites that some of the other people have done. Let's see here. Here's one that I did. I did my own version of Popcorn. Remember Popcorn? From the 70s? You know, we got the bunch of guys from some tech college. They butchered a bunch of old computers and made instruments out of them. Remember? And it became a big hit.
The graphical user interface, I guess, check out.
Oh, that's what Mark's talking about.
Yep.
I was going to ask where Mark was at.
Yeah, I guess he's sick right now a little bit.
I was watching it on the way over.
Nice. Well, gang, my phone battery is at 10%. I better leave a little bit for calling my wife. Yep. So we're going to end the stream a couple minutes early. So thanks for joining us again on Texas Nerd House. We'll see you next month, if not sooner. So adios, everybody.